Ah, yes, the 211th episode of Tommy Maroon Sports Show right here on WCTV. And it's almost time for the Clapper Awards. Good Lord, how about that? So please make sure you vote for your favorite shows. Maybe you'll vote for me. You don't have to. It's all right if you don't. Anyways, we got to talk about the Cleveland Guardians because the season is over now. And that man's career is over now. Terry Francona announced his retirement after 23 years as a manager. 11 of those 23 seasons came as a Guardians manager. During his time, he won 921 games, which is a franchise record, and lost 757. And in his history, he won 1,950 games and lost 1,672. Only had 2 losing seasons with the Guards, 2021 and 2023, and went 16-17 in October. 10 of those playoff wins came during that crazy 2016 October run, which was unbelievable. Made the playoffs 6 times in Cleveland, so that means he made the playoffs more than 50% here in downtown Cleveland, 2013, 2016, 17, 18, 20, and 22, of course. Had 52.6% of his challenges rule in his favor. And Mr. Francona had 50 total ejections, with 17 of them being as a Guardians manager. It's worth noting that Terry Francona also won the World Series twice in 2004 and 2007. He could not get it done here, of course. He was 1 win away, which was very frustrating. But still, at least he did win a World Series as the Red Sox manager ended that 86-year-long drought in Boston. His presence will certainly be missed right here in Cleveland. I tell you what, whomever is replacing him for the Guardians, it's not going to be easy for him. I mean, it's hard to replace a legend. So we'll see if the new guy's up for the task. But time for the final series recaps of the 2023 season, a disappointing 2023 season to say the least. First things first, Guardians-Reds. It was a split 1-1. In Game 1, Bo Naylor hit a 3-run home run. In Game 1, Cole Calhoun hit a 2-run home run. And the Guardians still lost. Of course, the whole story was about Terry Francona, Tito's retirement, as they showed a on-screen tribute to him, and why not? That man is just incredible. Yeah, they had shirts that said, "Thank you, Tito." I forgot about that. And you know what? It couldn't have happened to a better man. I mean, it's a shame that he's leaving us now. And by us, I mean the city of Cleveland. But hopefully he will stay as a Hall of Famer and go in as a Cleveland Guardian, because he's done a lot for them, that's for sure. And that guy right there, number 57, Shane Bieber, won 6 innings in Game 2. Cleveland won that second game, which means that the city of Cleveland retains the Ohio Cup for the 10th year in a row. But I'd be a little concerned about those Cincinnati Reds. They almost made the playoffs this year when they were expected to not do anything. That's kind of hard to believe. They did not make the playoffs, though. So you never know. What I do know is that the Guardians played the Tigers, and what was a very bittersweet ending to the season for both teams, because Miguel Cabrera announced his retirement as well for the Tigers. Of course, he's the most recent Triple Crown winner in baseball, doing so in 2012, the year the Tigers won the pennant. Tyler Freeman, 3-run home run in Game 1, and Emmanuel Clase picked up his 44th and final save of the season, which won all the majors this year. So despite having a bit of a rocky season, he still had 44 saves. So you can't complain about that at the end of the day. Not too shabby for him. And then Jose Ramirez and Miles Straw had 2 hits each in Game 2, and Tristan McKenzie went 4.1 innings in Game 2. And then Matt Vierling for the Tigers had a 2-run shot. And the Guardians end the 2023 season with a very frustrating 76-86 record, worst record since 2012. So there was that. And they didn't even get to second place. The Tigers took second place, 9 games back of the Twins, who the Twins won a playoff series. I mean, they haven't won a playoff game since 2004, but they did against the Blue Jays. And then the next day they did it again, which was yesterday. They're going to take on the Houston Astros. Good Lord, we're going to have a Twins team or an Astros team that's in the American League Championship Series. That's not going to be fun. But you know what? Tampa somehow looked horrible out there against the Rangers. They had no crowd as well. So right now in the junior circuit, it's going to be Baltimore, Texas, and Minnesota, Houston. And in the senior circuit or the National League, it's Braves, Phillies. That's going to be exciting. And Dodgers, Diamondbacks, which should also be exciting as well. Now it's time to look at my picks, because why not? Tommy's Picks Recap, starting off stuff with high school football. As we see the picks right there. Avon blanked Berea Mid-Park 41-0, and Glenville beat Rhodes 42-6. Holben beat the lights out of Walsh 57-7, my goodness. And St. Ed's continuing to get their dominance, assert their dominance over the Wildcats. Eagles 42, St. Ignatius 7. St. Ignatius only 1-6 on the season, which is very out of character for them. Glen Oak beat Jackson 21-16. Hudson took down Brecksville 17-6. And the good guys, how about those Highland Hornets? Yes, sir, the Highland Hornets won their first shutout of the season. I did not get to broadcast. I will be on the mic tomorrow night when we take on the Revere Minutemen. But we did get our first shutout of the season. I even posted a meme of it, if I can find the meme. Hold on a minute, folks. And it is right about, where is it? Yep, right there. Surely you can't get a shutout. And then it's the Highland Hornet or Mr. Meyer, the defensive coordinator, saying, we just pitched a shutout and don't call us Shirley, you know, like from one of the greatest movies of all time, Airplane. Oh, well, I'll show it to you later, but Brunswick got their first win of the season over Euclid 14-0. Mentor handed Shaker Heights their first loss of the season, 44-29. Riverside beat up on North 43-14, and Chardon took down South without any issues, 49-0. Ursuline beat St. Vincent St. Mary by a score of 34-20. Lake Catholic having themselves a good season. They're sneaky good, aren't they? They might take the D4 world by storm. You never know, folks. You never know. But they won 21-13 over Padua. Kenston beat Mayfield 38-20. Barberton over Revere 29-12. And in a game that Nordonia was hosting and looked like was going to be one of the most hyped up games on Northeast Ohio, the Fox 8 game of the week, ultimately resulted in a blowout for Wadsworth. My goodness, 55-14. And Rocky River took down Westlake in a high-scoring shootout, 55-28. Buckeyes still unbeaten, 52-7 win. Olmsted Falls beat Amherst Steel 43-14. Avon Lake beat Elyria 38-30. D3 football, because D3 athletes are athletes too. North Central goes on the road and conquers Wheaton and remains number one in the country, 54-35. Whitewater took down Oshkosh 37-21. Wartburg barely got by Co, 27-21. Johns Hopkins beat Rowan 55-20. Carnegie Mellon beat Allegheny 19-3. We lost to the Pioneers. Good Lord, how did that happen? We got off to a hot start, up 7-0 after the first, just like 2 weeks prior against John Carroll, and then the wheels fell off in the next 45 minutes. That was a rough one to watch. But we do have a bye week, so you never know what can happen, but we are 2-3 on the season. I don't think we're going to be either 6-4 or 5-5 on the campaign. DePaul blew out Oberlin 66-7. Albion beat Kalamazoo 44-17. Capital won a game. First time in over a year they've won a game. 35-31 over Otterbein. Franklin beat Bluffton by a score of 31-24. Defiance beat Hanover 27-21. Mount St. Joe's beat Manchester 69-14, and Grove City beat Washington Jefferson 31-24. And then Augustana beat Carroll by a score of 23-19. Case took down Bethany 34-12, victory for the Spartans. Brockport beat St. John Fisher 35-18. St. Vincent beat Geneva 28-19. And Lewis and Clark beat George Fox 37-31. Now time for the NFL, because the NFL is always a lot of fun. And it's another crazy week of scripted stuff. Lions beat the Packers 34-20. The Lions are 3-1. And looking at what they might do next week, they might easily be 4-1. The Jaguars beat the Falcons across the pond 23-7 out of London. And the Bills give Free Willy their first loss of the 2023 campaign, 48-20. Vikings beat the Panthers 21-13. And the Magic School Bus won a game. The Magic School Bus's lost episode took down the Sea Bears in a game that nobody wanted to win. Dear God, that was embarrassing, my friends. But one team had to come out on top. Us, they decided to tie. And Justin Fields tried to get something cooking, but he threw a pick at the end of the game. Safe to say Broncos and Bears both equally suck. But you know what also sucks? Unfortunately, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, rough week for him, but I think he will bounce back. He's got to bounce back. He did good in the preseason. He's got to do good in the regular season, but still 28-3 embarrassment to the Ravens. Texans beat the Steelers 30-6. Yeah, Steelers looking bad. Matt Canada. Everybody hates Matt Canada. Matt Canada is one of my favorite coaches. He's such a cool guy. His head doesn't move up and down like a South Park Canadian does, like that. But still, Matt Canada, cool guy. And he's got a burner account on Twitter, too. Anyways, looking at this, the Rams beat the Colts 29-23. Colts came back from 23 down to force overtime, but some things were not meant to be. How about Baker Mayfield, my friends? 26-9. I'm just saying, Browns shouldn't have cut Baker Mayfield. Dear God. Eagles beat those commies in overtime 34-31. Titans beat the Bengals 27-3. Bengals off to a sluggish start. Joe Burrow still looking banged up. Chargers beat the Raiders 24-17. Cowboys just took down the Patriots and Bill Belichick, his worst loss of his career, I believe, 38-3. And the 49ers, my lock of the week, won 38-16. Chiefs barely escaped out of MetLife with a 23-20 victory over the Jets. And, of course, who could possibly forget one of the most embarrassing games of the season for the Giants? Of course, they've been really embarrassing this season. Also at MetLife, 24-3, of course. A bunch of bad calls, I guess, in favor of the Chiefs. You saw Robert Saleh, the head coach of the Jets. He was really angry about all those bad calls. But, yeah. Looking at everything now, high school football, 16-4 with 17 points, which means that I'm 108-32 on the season, 118 points. D3 football, 10-7 with 11 points, putting me at 60-25. And the NFL, I was 9-7, 11 total points, which means I'm 36-28 with 40 points. Time for my picks, because it's always fun to see Tommy's picks, isn't it? But yeah, looking at right here, high school football, Avon against Midview, picking the Avon Eagles. They should run away with that one. Olmsted Falls against Avon Lake, picking the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs. Hopefully they can beat Avon Lake so the Hornets can jump over Avon Lake. Shaker Heights against Strongsville, picking Shaker Heights. Mentors, my lock of the week against Brunswick, but Hoban had themselves a great week last week. I think they'll take down the Tarbwaters. Walsh against Notre Dame Cathedral Latin, picking Walsh. Good Guys take on Revere at Papano Stadium. It's got to be us. There's no way we lose. I mean, we got to win that game. And Revere looks like we are going to make mincemeat out of them, and hopefully we do. Here's an upset for you, folks. Kenston's going to take down Riverside. Meanwhile, Chardon will beat Mayfield. Bay will take down Westlake. Valley Forge against Buckeye, picking the Bucks. Cloverleaf against Norton. Norton's holding their ground out there in the, what is it again? D3 R10. If I pull up the Harbin rankings of Joe Idol's website, Norton, they have 17.71 points. And they are one of the 4 teams that are 7-0, and D3 are 10. Of course, there's no way anybody's going to beat Central Catholic out there. TCC is probably going to win D3 unless something crazy happens. I'll be pulling for the Panthers if they face off against them, because that'd be nice to see a huge upset, but you never know. Columbia against Clearview Clippers, picking the Raiders. Copley against Barberton, picking the Magics. Wadsworth against Stowe, I got the Wadsworth Grizzlies. Cleveland Heights against Medina, picking Cleveland Heights. Hudson, Nordonia, I think Nordonia is not going to recover from last week. I'm picking Hudson. North Ridgeville will beat Berea Mid-Park, and Brecksville will beat Padua, followed by Lake against Hoover. So that's just how things look. Anyways, for D3 football, you got Heidelberg against Mount Union. Mount only won 35-0 against ONU last week. Of course, they were only up 7-0 at the half, and then Jeff Dart probably kicked their tails in, and it resulted in 35-0 blowout. I got a bad feeling the Raiders are going to win that game again. Whitewater against La Crosse, picking Whitewater. Here's an upset again. Willis and Clark, I think, will take down Linfield. Texas Lutheran against Mary Hardin and Baylor. That'll be a good one, but I'm picking Mary Hardin and Baylor. Streaks are going to take down the Pioneers as my lock of the week. And Salve Regina going to take down the Coast Guard. Catholic against Moravian. Picking Moravian, rather. Bluffton against Hanover, picking Hanover. St. Vincent will beat Case Western. Case is playing a day game for the first time in a while. I know they usually like the night games. Hope against Albion, picking Hope. DePaul will beat Denison. Bethany will take down Westminster. Mount St. Joe's over Defiance. Wabash, can't speak, can I? They'll take down Worcester. Augustine against Milliken. Wake Forest against Lawrence. And Beloit against Cornell. Now time for the NFL. Tonight you got Thursday night action. The Washington Commies taking on the Sea Bears, who look dead. And they will continue to look dead. 0-5 start for Chicago is in their sight. Bills against the Jaguars. I think the Bills are going to win that. Falcons against the Texans. Picking the Falcons. Here's something I never thought I'd say. The Detroit Lions are my lock of the week. Yeah, get that, folks. Detroit Lions are my lock of the week. And they're taking on the winless Bryce Young Carolina Panthers. Colts against the Titans, picking the Titans. Free Willy could have been my lock of the week, but I just like the Lions odds against the Panthers. Dolphins are going to beat the Giants. Saints will beat the Patriots. Ravens are going to take down the Steelers, but that game might be closer than what you might think. Cardinals are going to upset the Bengals. Bengals are doing terrible. They are not good. The Cardinals took down the Cowboys. Josh Dobbs is having a sneaky good season. Oh, yeah. He was also a Browns quarterback. Good Lord. And then you got the Rams against the Eagles. I am picking the Eagles. And then you have the Magic School Bus taking on the Jets, picking the Jets. And then Vikings Chiefs picking the Chiefs. Niners Cowboys Sunday night picking the 49ers. And finally the Raiders against the Packers picking the, let's see there, that's the Las Vegas Raiders, all right. So that's it, and here's the meme I was showing you anyways. Surely you can't get a shutout. We just pitched a shutout and don't call us Shirley. Yes, but yeah, still always fun to see the Black and Green Brigade shine out there. Always great to see the Brown and Gold Brigade shine. Of course, it's been a rough season for us in football for BW. I mean, what now? We're 2-3 on the season, on pace for probably 5-6 wins this year, considering how this season's going. Should take down Muskingum. Should take down Otterbein. Actually, yeah, Muskingum, Otterbein, and then Capital. Heidelberg won't be easy. And then you got the Evil Empire, who will probably just chainsaw us. But you never know. There's a reason why they play the games. That's it. That's all the time left. I'm Tommy Maroon. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week for more picks. Till then, goodbye, everybody.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.